Hello everybody, it's your friendly neighborhood terror, and I'm going to be doing my first playthrough. Hopefully this will help out some of the new players, or at least people that are having trouble starting out. That does not include hackers or people that have save editors. Um, there's a special place in hell for all of you. So basically this is an easy place to start out as. Most people start out with the class of a pyromancer. It gives you fire access spells right away, which is very lethal to a lot of enemies right in the beginning. What I do, on the other hand, is I actually start out as either a pyromancer, depending on what build I'm doing, but honestly the cleric is the next best thing. Instead of extra damage, you have extra healing, and really good access to really awesome weapons right in the beginning that have requirements that are a little above your pay grade if you start out with no type of faith. So we're going to get this started. Character's name is Genesis. I figured that was appropriate for my my first character playthrough, from the beginning. When you've been through this game as many times as I have, you can pretty much recite things by heart. Alright, so one of the things that I usually do right in the beginning is I remove just about everything I can to make myself move faster. There's really no reason to leave yourself weighted down. Your endurance is only so high in the beginning, so you basically need to be able to move as fast as possible. If you fast roll, you have basically a higher chance of avoiding a whole lot of stuff. Your invincibility frame during dodging is a lot higher, as anybody knows when you use a ninja ring, which I will show you later on in this playthrough. One of the cool things about this game is I'm going to show you a lot of nice little stuff. That asylum demon is right up top there, and he comes down. This tells you, get away, run. So you run down here. I mean, you can kill him with the broken sword right away, but I mean, honestly, it's going to take you forever, and it's really not worth the effort. Here's where you find your first shield. I normally don't equip it right away. I mean, I'm pretty efficient. I can parry with my hand. This is where you get your first weapon, though. That's going to be your bread and butter. That's what's start out with. That's what you're going to need to do any type of damage to these fools. That's a backstab. Basically, it's a critical that you're going to get if you're behind an enemy. If you've ever PvP'd before, or actually when you start to fight players, it's going to happen a lot. So just watch out for that. I always open up this shortcut right away for when I come back here, because I always come back. This guy, if you follow any of the lore, his name is Oscar. He's from a land called Astora, and he tells a whole story about where he's from. Like I said, just like the cutscenes, you'll be able to talk to any of those guys when you need to. But it's really not a specific scenario that I need to explain. It's not like it's a lore video. This is a walkthrough, but I might later on do a whole excerpt on who the firstborn is, because I think that's really important, and a whole lot of people in this area, in this game, really don't grasp the concept of who the firstborn is, because everybody thinks it's Solaire, and that's just silly. So as you can see, at this point, I equip my my shield and my talisman. My talisman allows me to cast miracles, the same way that a catalyst will allow you to cast sorceries, and a pyro hand allows you to cast pyromancy. Without those items, you would not be able to use the spells. Your character kind of gives you a I don't know what I'm doing action. From here, a lot of people just jump down. I two-hand and then do oh, I messed up there. If you jump forward, do a forward and right trigger heavy attack, you'll be able to do a lot more damage, like substantial more damage to an enemy, because it not only registers the plunging attack, it registers the jump attack as well, so you basically get to hit them twice on the way down. Basically where you jump down also is the first door that you gotta open, so you don't lose your north and south. That way it just goes backwards and you don't need to go back there. A lot of the items I'm going to run around and pick up as well is it's important for new players and for very first run-throughs. If you're a new game, there's really no reason to pick anything up. Like the soul I just picked up is worth 200 souls. By the time you come back here, that's not even going to be worth it. Don't pick them up. It's not a huge loss. It's really not something that's like special. So from here, you know, I upgrade some of my vitality and endurance. Endurance is very important. Endurance is basically your ability to carry heavy items, and it also affects your stamina, which is that green bar that right now is diminishing because I'm running. You let go and, you know, you'll be able to keep running and, you know, dealing with all that. The first thing I'm going to do is enter here and pick up as much stuff as I can inside this graveyard. You really don't want to fight any of the enemies in here because as of right now they are extremely overpowered for the level that you're at. There's really no point in dealing with them. So if you can just run past them, they're kind of silly, so it really doesn't matter. The only thing I'm losing over there is binoculars, and you got to be a special type of person in order to need them. Normally people only use them for Anne Orlando, and you're obviously going to see why later. So basically what I'm doing right now is I'm showing you the path that I take every single one of my characters through. It doesn't matter what you start out as, but all of these items will help you regardless of whether or not you'll ever use them or if you can actually use them to trade for other things. There's really no reason not to pick them up. It's always better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it, or at least in my opinion. So one of the things I'm going to show you after running through the graveyard is to actually run down to New Londo, and there's a Firekeeper soul that you're going to need to get. It's impossible to upgrade your Estus Flask all the way in one playthrough. It only goes to +7, but there's only, you know, a very limited amount of Firekeeper souls that you're actually going to be able to collect. Due to the fact that you actually have to kill some of the Firekeepers in order to get them, and that's normally not a good idea because you end up losing the ability to use that bonfire then, which in this game is extremely crucial. That's basically your save point and a place where you're able to restore your Estus as well as the health bar that you have. So losing bonfires is really not a good idea, especially through your first playthrough if you're new to the game. When you start losing bonfires, it starts limiting your ability to effectively save and get items. Because when the bonfire's out, you can't access your bottomless box, you can't repair your items, you can't heal. You can teleport to them after receiving the Lord Vessel, but that's obviously going to be in a later video here. So this is the very first Firekeeper soul you can get. Now let's see if I can exit this without dying. Normally I can. Looks like right now I'm going to do it, which is always good. Most YouTube videos you see, you're just going to have a guy jump off the ledge telling you that it's easier because you're always going to die. Obviously they just got proved wrong. So normally what I do if I do suicide runs, I try to run further into New Londo to pick up other things like the Green Shard. It's a Titanite that actually helps you upgrade magical weapons. And I believe fire, but I'm not completely sure. I'll look into that then when I have a chance. So basically what I'm doing now is, since I have the Master Key, which you should start out with, I should have mentioned that in the very beginning, nothing else in that is going to help you out as much as the Master Key, but that opens up this door. There's a soul right there, and you're going to be able to pick up some really good items for a character that has some type of faith requirement, which is why I started out with the Cleric. Normally when I pick up this sword I can use it all the way into Anne Orlando before I need to swap out for something stronger, so this weapon I'm about to grab I can pretty much use from the very beginning and not have a problem with killing any enemies or anything until later on in the game. Now this dragon right here, it's an undead dragon. Okay, you can grab this without aggroing him right away, so you always want to grab that first. But right there's the dragon crest shield and the sword, and then if you... Oh! Okay, if you dodge right there at the right time, you won't get it. As you see, the Asaurus Straight Sword and the dragon crest shield is what I picked up from his body. I'll probably see it if I run back there, because my next move is actually down into Blighttown. But I'll end up showing you some quick things here. This is a Firekeeper. You know, no response, you cannot speak. Her tongue is cut out. You follow a little bit of the lore, you'll find out why. But you basically reinforce your Estus Flask with Firekeeper souls. You return them back to the Firekeeper, and it increases the heal ability of your flask each time. It's very important for later on in the game. You're definitely going to need more Estus for when your health bar is a lot bigger. As you can see, it's pretty pathetically small. And my guy looks kind of purple. I don't know about that. His face looks pretty hairy though. That's what facial hair does. Yuck. Basically, the first 3 enemies I'm going to pass, they could probably one-shot me if I get hit. So it's really not an ideal situation for new players to go into. In fact, don't be surprised if I die here. I wouldn't be. Actually, I'm not going to do that. Change of plans, disregard. I'm going to move on to grab a better shield and a better ring, which could be one of the first rings that you can obtain that's actually useful. I'm going to show you how to do that first, which means I do got to run past this dragon again, and since he's already aggroed, he's going to be spitting poison everywhere. Notice he has no bottom half. His wings are all broken up and disgusting looking. He's probably pretty angry. I just stole all of his goodies too. Dragons normally like shiny things, and since he no longer has them, he's pretty pissed. So I'm going to run past and pick up my 91 souls that mean absolutely nothing. I'm just going to keep it moving. A lot of this game you can actually bypass just by strictly running past a lot of enemies. If you don't know where you're going though and you get yourself into a corner, dealing with 5, 6, 7 hollows and possibly a dragon is really not an ideal situation for any player. Make sure you jump there, or else there's a possibility his lightning attack will hit you. And watch out for his tail. I've been swiped off that edge multiple times, mainly because of the character. The character frame is not what it seems. You technically really can't jump over that tail because its frame is a lot higher than that. You'll notice that in this game. There's actually a lot of areas that you can't pass that you think that you should be able to, or areas that you think you can pass, but then all of a sudden there's an invisible wall. That's just in any game though. Just about everyone has that. So in here there's a little hidden bonfire, which is really good because I'm probably going to die doing this, because I did not go through Firelink the way that I should have and collected everything, which I'm actually going to show you soon. But I'm going to show you how to get the red tearstone ring right away, starting out, and then that's probably going to end up being the end of the video, because there's only a certain amount of time that I have that I can record, so it's obviously going to come out in more parts. This is just the first one, and I'll continue playing through, reloading whenever I can. Now there's this armor here. It's a body of armor. You're not going to want to pick it up. I mean, you can pick it up and still have enough time to run through, oh god, and grab the ring. But a lot of the times, oh boy, a lot of the times what's going to happen is it's going to slow you up enough just to get hit. And as you saw, I barely got through that skin and teeth right there in order to get past these fools. But like I said, the 91 souls that I'm going to lose is not really much. The red tearstone ring right there, when your health is low, basically what it does is it increases your attack percentage, so you do more damage. So that's always a good thing. When you're getting beaten up, you want to be able to do more damage. Always. Why not? Last ditch effort, no rest for the wicked, relentless charges, do whatever you can. And that's always instant death, because I didn't grab my homeward bones, which I will show you where to find them in the next video, so stay tuned for part 2.